Today we will be talking about the teen who shot two other teens from rivalhood while he was with his mother. November 3, 2023 Lorenzo, his mother and a friend goes to local gas station and runs into two ops and with no hesitation him and his friend ups and fires. Victim 2 would get away alive but 14-year-old Nico Estep would collapse while running away after the shooting. Lorenzo runs down the street to his home and his mom follows on a scooter. Lorenzo aka Tall Reaper is from LeDroit Park and they beef with CHV Heavy and CHV is where Nico Estep was from. He can even be seen in this too lit video. LeDroit has lost two members in this year alone, two youngins, Milaki Mel Young and Morris Mo J. Johnson.
Where 16-year-old Maurice Jackson was shot yesterday afternoon just before 4 o'clock. The video obtained by News 4 shows that there was a group of men who were standing here right at this corner, and they seemingly were waiting for another group of young men who were walking down New Jersey Avenue from Dunbar, which is about 2 blocks from here. What you're about to see in this disturbing video is a fight that breaks out, and then there's gunfire. Take a look. The 3-minute clip obtained by News 4 shows a small group of what appears to be young men standing on the corner of busy New Jersey Avenue at P Street Northwest. They appear to be waiting for another group walking toward them down the sidewalk. As the two groups come together, it appears words are exchanged. A fight breaks out, and 2 of them go to the ground. That's when a gun is pulled, aimed, and fired. The bullets hitting 16-year-old Maurice Jackson, a Dunbar student, who staggers wounded across P Street and then New Jersey Avenue before seeking the help of a crossing guard. News 4 has decided to pause the video here because the rest is just too difficult to watch. The teen was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead.
It's very traumatic, especially for, my son being a freshman here.
This morning outside the high school, parents reacted to another teen killed in the district. This mother offering the best advice she says she can give to her child.
To just duck if you hear anything, if she see any fights, don't hang around. I tell her to come straight home. Those are the main things that I just tell her.
Now, one of our questions was whether or not this was in a dispute between other students at Dunbar High School or if this was somehow a neighborhood beef. But our sources in D.C. police are not saying at this point, even if they know. They've declined to say if they know whether or not what exactly led up to this fight and this gunfire. We also want to tell you that this is an awful milestone here. 14 juveniles have been killed in the city so far this year compared to 12 at the same time last year, and 75 juveniles have been shot in the city so far this year.
2023 on the 200 block of V Street Northwest. At approximately 2:47 a.m. Friday, Metropolitan Police Department officers responded to the 200 block of V Street Northwest after receiving a report of a shooting. When they arrived, officers located an adolescent male inside of an apartment building who had been shot. DC Fire and DMS then arrived on scene and determined that the adolescent displayed no signs consistent with life. The adolescent, identified as 16-year-old Milaki Young of Northwest DC, was declared dead at the scene. As Young stood outside of an apartment complex, 3 men reportedly jumped out of a dark-colored SUV and began to shoot at him. Young then ran into an apartment building as the attackers continued to fire at him. Inside, Young collapsed and died. No suspects have been publicly identified at this time.
Hey, bonus footage, man, you hear me? LeDroit Park, man. I see some youngers down there too. This bonus footage, man. Gotta show double love, you hear me? Bonus footage, you hear me? I'm at the courts. Got that one right here, man. That's crazy. You changing the neighborhood. We still got these fucked up bricks on the floor, man, because we right next to the housing. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about the people type shit, man. You know.
LeDroit goes by Purple Baby and rep the color purple, and in a song CHV says I'm smoking on Purple Baby, I be weefing. After Lorenzo is caught, he tells the cops he did the hit in $1,500 jeans, basically saying he's stepping in designer, but the police say nigga you cap them ain't on Amery.com. 37th members put the beef to the side after Nick's death to send condolences. LDP is clicked with the Street 6 FLPYPF side against CHV 3005. Some people that were also in this video are being charged with a M1 after they went on a sneaker robbing spree, and this video was used as evidence against them also.
Tonight, the Brentwood community showed up in big numbers to remember 17-year-old Antonio Cunningham.
He was great. He was raised right. He had a father, he had a mother, he had a whole family that really loved him. And they took that from him.
His style, his smile, his charisma. He was a good kid, you know. He was going to school, you know, helping his siblings, you know, back and forth to school, doing things.
His grandfather says Cunningham was on his way to work at Jersey Mike's when someone tried robbing him.
It's hurtful, and it's a coward act for somebody just to take a life, period.
Family friend and violence interrupter Reginald Key says he's trying to get kids jobs and training in the neighborhood, but he can't do it alone.
Let's come up with a solution. We got to find a way to stop this killing in Washington, D.C., especially of the young.
In September at Jersey Mike's restaurant, not far from the Rhode Island Metro station.
Now, investigators believe Smith and Monroe were trying to rob Cunningham of his Jordan 3s. That's a pricey pair of sneakers when they shot and killed him. Prosecutors also charged those teens with shooting a second person who survived, as well as 5 separate counts of robbery. Both teens are due back in court next month as adults.